Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight's story is the story of the red panda who went to space.
What?
Once upon a time, there was a red panda. He was a stuffed red panda. He had no bones. And so, he wanted to go to space. But all the other stuffed animals said, Tony, because his name was Tony, stuffed animals don't go to space. Astronauts don't take stuffed animals to space. And he said, oh no, I don't want to be a stuffed animal that the astronauts take to space. I want to be the astronaut. And the stuffed animal said, Tony, that's not going to happen, bro. And Tony said, yes, it will. So Tony started to train. Now, as we all know, astronauts have to be in great shape, so Tony started running every day. Next day. Next day. Next day. The next day. He got so fast. And he started doing push-ups. That was day one. Day two. Until he started busting them out. He was like... push-ups. One day, when he had done all of his push-ups and done all of his running, he went to the front door of NASA. The National Aeronautic and Space Administration. They're the people that make astronauts.
What?
Yeah. Unless you work at like Amazon or Tesla. Now they also make astronauts, I guess. So, he went to the front door. And he went on the front door. And the loudspeaker came on. Yes. And he said, my name's Tony. And I want to be an astronaut. And the loudspeaker said, what? And they said, you can't be an astronaut. You're just a stuffed red panda. And Tony said, watch me run. And they were like, whoa. Now, they had something that you guys don't know about. It's called a diversity quota. And he said, how many red pandas do you have as astronauts? And they said, oh no, we don't have any. Oh no, we're going to lose our funding. Oh no. And so they said, fine, you can be an astronaut. Well, it just so happened that there was a spaceship going into space the next day. And they said, I guess he can go on that one. We weren't planning on putting anyone on it, and he's a stuffed animal, so he doesn't breathe. So I guess it'll be fine. So they strapped Tony the red panda into the chair. And they went 10, 9, 8. And he couldn't hear anymore after that because the rocket was gearing up to take off and there was fire under the rocket and he was shaking. 3, 2, 1. Off in the distance, you just saw a bunch of fire and clouds came out from under the rocket. Inside the rocket. Because The rocket went so fast it smushed him down in his chair. And he was a flat little red panda. And it went up into space. And as he went into space, there was no more air. And so the screaming stopped. And he floated in space because there was no gravity. He's trying to swim his way around. And he couldn't even scream because there was no air. And they kept him up there for 4 days.
Yikes.
Hanging out. And all they heard on his spaceship was boop, boop, boop. Until finally a voice came over the loudspeaker and said, "Okay, Tony, time to come home." Wait. And he went, and they dropped him into the water. And Tony floated to shore. I don't want to be an astronaut anymore. And that was the story of the red panda that went to space.
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.